Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney in Staten Island, New York. And today I want to talk about 5 ways to prepare for the English and Civics exam at your naturalization interview. Before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you want to set up a consultation, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So at your naturalization interview, there will be both an English and civics exam. Now, what does this mean? What the USCIS officer that is interviewing you is going to do is they're going to test your speaking, writing, and reading skills in English. So the first way to prepare for your naturalization interview with regards to the English and Civics exam is knowing what to expect. When it comes to the English exam, the USCIS officer is going to talk to you in English. They're going to ask you some basic questions. How are you doing today? Your name, and they're going to go through your application and ask specific questions related to your petition, and you should be able to carry a basic conversation in English in order to proceed through the interview and pass the English portion of the exam. Now, the writing portion, the USCIS officer is going to read a sentence to you and ask you to write that sentence in English. Typically, there will be either paper to write on, or most often, a lot of these offices have, like a nice big iPad, and you can write with your finger to write out that sentence in English. And then finally, the officer will ask you to read some sentences in English. And again, those will probably come up on that iPad right in front of you, and you'll be able to read them to the officer. And that is basically the English portion of the exam. Again, they're testing, can you speak in English? Can you write and can you read English? And it's pretty basic. You don't have to have these complicated conversations. They just want to make sure that you can at least understand English to a certain degree and carry some basic conversations. Now, the civics exam portion of your interview will test on US history and government. There's about 100 questions that you can study in preparation for your exam that the officer will pull 10 questions from. So they're going to ask you 10 questions during the interview, and you have to get at least 6 correct. Now, what questions can they ask about US history and government? These are some basic questions, such as who is the current president of the United States? Or how many senators are there in Congress? And there are fortunately study guides and materials that you can read in preparation for your exam. Now, the second way to prepare for these portions of your interview is to use the study materials that I just mentioned. In the blog post that accompanies this video, we have some great resources that are provided by USCIS to help you prepare for the English and civics portion of the interview. The next way that you can prepare for the English and civics exams is to practice speaking, writing, and reading English. Now, this one sounds obvious, but if you're fortunate and you're surrounded by family members or friends that speak English, you want to take those opportunities to practice with them. Maybe write a letter to your friend, watch an English language TV show, listen to an English language podcast. And of course, there are apps out there on every cell phone that can help you learn the English language. Just a couple out there right now, there's Duolingo, there's Babbel, there's Rosetta Stone, and I'm sure there are countless others, but you really want to take the opportunity to prepare yourself when it comes to the English language and being able to speak, read, and write in English. The next way you can prepare for the English and Civics exam is to take a citizenship preparation class. Now, there are a lot of organizations out there that provide free citizenship preparation classes. Now, if you need a more structured environment, this is probably the best route for you. These classes are organized and they meet rather frequently, probably on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, and they're going to provide preparation for the English and Civics exam exam and the interview in general. And finally, the best way to prepare is really to prepare for the entire interview. You want to be able to answer questions about your immigration history, your background, details that you provided on your N-400 petition. And obviously, there are practice exams that you can take for both English and the civics exams, and you want to do everything in your ability to prepare for the naturalization interview so that when you get there, you don't have to worry because you've taken the time to prepare and have all of your paperwork and materials in front of you. And most importantly, you want to bring accompanying documentation to support your petition. So you're going to want to bring documents that are relevant to your case. That probably includes your green card, your marriage certificate if you obtained your green card through your US citizen spouse, and any other documents that are relevant to your petition. So that's it. These are 5 ways to prepare for the English and civics exam portion of your naturalization interview. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.